In this video, I am explaining about high prolificacy Indian sheep breeds. The very purpose of sheep and goat farming is making profits out of it. The main objective of sheep and goat farming is making profits. And sheep and goat are reared majorly for meat production only. Though they give wool and milk in majority of the places in India, even in stall feeding system, sheep and goat are reared for meat production only. So for meat production, breeder units are the best choice. For meat production, breeder units are the best option. In breeder units, profits depends on number of lambs or kids sold. So this number of kids and lambs sold per one breeder per one breeding cycle is very important parameter of calculating the productivity. Because sale of lambs and kids is the only major source of income in breeder units. That is the prime source of income in breeder units. So until unless we sell prescribed number of lambs and kids from breeder unit, we may not get sufficient profits in breeder units. If a farmer is maintaining 100 sheep breeders, he should be able to sell minimum 80 lambs from his flock. At the same time, if a farmer is maintaining 100 goats, he should be able to sell 160 kids per each breeding cycle. So let us look at the calculations, how they are made. So it is very simple to understand. If a farmer is maintaining 100 sheep, the consumption percentage is considered as 90%. As sheep gives only one lamb in each lambing, 90 lambs are to be born. And from birth to sale, there will be mortality. It is almost rare to find flocks without mortality. So 10% mortality is considered in this case. In such case, one should be able to sell minimum 80 lambs from 100 sheep breeders in each breeding cycle. So this is double in case of goat farming, because we all know that sheep gives one lamb in each lambing, but goat gives twins in each kidding. So in case of sheep, one should be able to sell 80 lambs out of 100 breeders. And in case of goats, one should be able to sell 160 kids per each breeding cycle. This is the reason in general it is considered that goat farming is more profitable than sheep farming, because in goats we get twins and triplets also. There are few goat breeds like Barbary, Black Bengal and Tellicherry, and they give triplets also. But twinning is very common in these breeds. In open grazing system, where people keep sheep, they deliver only one lamb in each birth. This is the normal phenomenon. Rarely they may give triplets and twins also. But this is not a general consideration. In general, sheep delivers only single lamb in each birth. But in India, there are few sheep breeds which gives multiple births also. So I will explain about these breeds. Sheep breeds which gives multiple births in each lambing are two types: naturally evolved breeds and developed breeds. Gerol and Kendrapada are naturally evolved breeds, and three breeds are developed breeds. They are Avishan, Nari Suvarna, Nari Composite. Let us look at the physical and physiological parameters of Gerol breed. Gerol breed is the first recognized high prolificacy sheep breed in India. This is naturally evolved breed and it is the first recognized high prolificacy sheep breed. Its home tract is Sundarban region of West Bengal. It is mostly seen in the coastal zone of West Bengal, but home tract is Sundarban region of West Bengal. It is a small sized meat. It is a small sized meat breed. And it is available in two colors, grey and white, as shown in the picture, and black and brown also. The fleece is of coarse quality. In general, we need not share it. And males are horned and females are polled. Adult body weight will be maximum 18 kgs in case of male, and in case of female, it is maximum 15 kgs. This is the reason it is considered as small sized breed. One interesting point to be noted by all Indians is the Merino sheep of Australia is a high prolificacy breed, And our Gerol breed contributed to the prolificacy gene in Borula marine sheep of Australia. This is a great honor for India. Our Gerol breed contributed to the prolificacy gene in Borula merino sheep of Australia. Lambing percentage in Gerol is 173%. 45% of the breeders, they give twins. But in 20% we find triplets also. So in 65% of the breeders, we get either twins or triplets. Kendrapada is the second recognized high prolificacy sheep breed in India. After Gerol, Kendrapada is the second recognized high prolificacy sheep breed. It is also naturally evolved breed. And 81% gives multiple births. 71% of the breeders, they give twins, and 9% gives triplets also. And in rarely we may get quadruplets also. It is also a medium-sized breed, a compact-sized breed, and a meat breed. In open grazing system, the maximum body weight in adult is 28 kgs. The body coat of Kendrapada has coarse and little curled hair. Its home tract is Odisha state. It is a recognized meat breed of Odisha state. Here I am trying to explain about one more breed, that is Mudgal breed. This is also naturally evolved breed, but it is not recognized as high prolificacy breed. While explaining about high prolificacy sheep breeds, I thought it is appropriate to explain about Mudgal breed also. It is an unrecognized sheep meat breed, but it is the tallest and heavy body size breed. In the previous slides, I explained that Gerol and Kendrapada are the small and medium sized breeds, but whereas Mudgal is a tallest breed, heavy body sized breed. Adult male weight will be 57 to 60 kgs and adult female weight will be 44 to 48 kgs. The birth weight is 3 to 3.5 kgs. Very interesting factor to note. Birth weight is 3 to 3.5 kgs. And excellent growth record is observed in this breed. At 3 months of age, male may gain 33 kgs of weight and female may weigh 25 kgs. Remember one important point, that average daily gain and performance of the animal mainly depends on the nutrition only. Though it has genetic potentiality, until unless it gets proper nutrition, it will not gain proper weight. And in open grazing system, twins have been recorded in 10 to 15% of the flock in stall feeding, where they get balanced nutrition. The twinning percentage is high compared to the open grazing system. It has Roman nose. Here in this picture, you can appreciate the Roman nose. And surprising thing is both male and female are polled. Both male and female are polled. And in the above picture, you can see this is the breeding ram. Without poles, so you can see this picture. The breeding tract is Sangli districts of Maharashtra. This breed is available in Karnataka state also. In few parts of Karnataka also Mudgal breed is available. Avishan. Avishan is a developed breed. It is developed by ICAR CSWRA Rajasthan and it is released in January 2016. It is a meat breed. It is a 3-breed composite. It is a cross of 3 breeds. It is a 3-breed composite. It contains Gerol, Malpura and Patanwadi. Very interesting point is it gives twins. It gives twins and triplets. Very interesting point is not only twins, it gives triplets also. The average growth performance in farm condition. The average growth performance in pond condition is as detailed below. At 3 months of age, it gains 16.8 kgs and at 6 months of age, around 26 kgs and at 12th month of age, around 35 kgs. This is very interesting growth. The growth performance is very excellent and this is recorded at CSWRA. Here in this picture, you can see Dr. Arun Kumar Tomar sir. He is the present director of CSWRA Rajasthan. This is the farm photograph. The farm is maintained at CSWRA. He is holding triplets. Here in this picture, one can find quadruplets also. Twins and triplets are common in Avishan. and we may get rarely quadruplets also. For more details on Avishan, you can visit their site www.cswra.res.in. Here is the address of CSWRA. This breed is available for sale at CSWRA. For other details, please contact ICR CSWRA. Nari Suvarna. Nari Suvarna is also a developed breed. It is also a three-breed composite. Three-breed composite of Decani, Mudgal and Gerol. Mudgal breed is considered for development of Suvarna breed. This is the reason I have explained about Mudgal breed also. It is developed by Nimbukar Agriculture Research Institute. It is a meat breed. Nari Suvarna is a meat breed. It is taller than Decani breed and it is larger than Decani breed and it is a fast growing and it grows faster than Decani. As Nari Suvarna contains 50% of Decani, this developed breed performs better than Decani. In 60% of the animals, we get twins and they may give triplets also. The maximum body weight of female is 30 kgs and the maximum body weight of male is 40 kgs. Average litter size is about 1.6. Birth weight of lambs is 2 to 2.5 kgs. And the weight at weaning is 13 to 14 kgs. Nari composite is another developed breed. It is also developed by Nimbukar Agriculture Research Institute. It is a meat breed and it is a composite of 4 breeds. It is a 4-breed cross. A 4-breed cross of Decani, Mudgal, Gerol and Avasi. This breed has 25% of Avasi also. For more details on Nari Suvarna and Nari composite, please visit their website. And this is the address of Nimbukar Agriculture Research Institute. One can visit their institute also with prior appointment. And they can get these breeds from Nimbukar Agriculture Research Institute. But they have to book it in advance. Here is one advisory for the beginners. For new entrepreneurs who wants to rear sheep, because of local demand and agroclimatic conditions, high prolificacy sheep breeds means which gives multiple births are advised. If sheep breeds are to be maintained, it is better to keep high prolificacy sheep breeds to get better flock productivity. Because of multiple births, one can get high profits compared to the single lamb giving breeds. So it is always better to get these breeds, better to keep high prolificacy breeds for high profits. Thank you for watching.